capital is turning into a hotbed for coronavirus as the number of daily cases has been reaching new highs in recent time. Health experts have warned of the country's health system being overwhelmed as timely isolation of infected individuals and contact tracing have remained sluggish. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. Coronavirus death tally reaches 110 as one more death confirmed today. 50 more new cases reported this morning. Total number of cases reaches 27,291. The 8th meeting of the Nepal-India Oversight Mechanism decides to renew the economic and development projects operated with Indian assistance in Nepal. General public compelled to consume substandard foods due to poor government monitoring. 64% of the guilty parties escape from being punished. And Inter Milan storm into the finals of Europa League, thrashing Shakhtar Donetsk 5-0. Will face Sevilla in the finals this coming Friday. Fifty new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the country this morning from Chitwan. According to the chief doctor at Bharatpur Hospital, Neetu Adhikari, among the swab samples tested yesterday evening in the hospital's COVID-19 laboratory, 46 individuals from Chitwan, including 42 security personnel from the armed police force, along with 2 individuals from Bara and 1 each from Makwanpur and Gorkha, tested positive for coronavirus. Meanwhile, the COVID-19 death tally in the country has reached 110 as a death was reported this morning and 4 other deaths were confirmed yesterday. The death of a 62-year-old male from Baque who succumbed to the virus in Nepalganj Medical College was confirmed this morning. Likewise, deaths due to COVID-19 of a 47-year-old male from Biratnagar, a 60-year-old male from Dhanauji, a 32-year-old male from Rohtahat and a 58-year-old female from Kathmandu were confirmed yesterday. Meanwhile, the total number of COVID-19 cases in the country has risen to 27,291 as 50 new cases reported this morning, and in addition to the 581 new cases reported yesterday. The Kathmandu Valley reported 168 coronavirus cases, including 139 in Kathmandu district, 15 in Lalitpur and 14 in Bhaktapur. According to the Health Ministry, the Kathmandu Valley has recorded 2,134 infections so far, including 1,705 in Kathmandu district, 282 in Lalitpur district and 147 in Bhaktapur district. Likewise, Pursa reported 77 cases, Bara 59, Morang 40, Rupandehi 32, Sunsari 31 and Bhutan 28 yesterday. The Health Ministry yesterday had informed there are 9,639 active coronavirus cases in Nepal. 2,601 of them are in home isolation, 6 of the infected are being treated in ventilators, while 113 are in ICUs. Meanwhile, 160 infected individuals were discharged from various hospitals and isolation centers yesterday, taking the number of total recoveries in the country to 17,495. Meanwhile, 15,197 are in various quarantine centers across the country. The Health Ministry has also informed that 11,520 coronavirus tests through the PCR method were carried out yesterday, taking the total number of tests to 529,427. The number of COVID-19 cases in Kathmandu Valley has doubled in just a week's time. This shows the degree with which the virus has been spreading in the country. Health experts have opined the delay in isolating infected individuals and sluggish contact tracing has made it more challenging to control the virus spread. We have more in this report.
A girl who had returned to Nepal from France with a transit in Doha was tested positive to COVID-19 on 21st of March this year. She was the second confirmed coronavirus case in the country. Passengers flying with her in the same flight were tested for the virus, due to which COVID-19 was considered to be under control in the country then. However, the infection has now already spread at the community level in the Kathmandu Valley and in many districts including Pursa, Morang and Bara. The delay in isolating patients and lethargy seen in contact tracing have attributed to community transmission. As an individual who comes in contact with the infected is prone to infection, contact tracing is the only alternative to control the pandemic at the moment. Swab samples are now being tested in 39 laboratories across the country. All the laboratories submit the details to the Epidemiology and Disease Control Division under the Health Department, and the division is responsible of informing the infected individuals about the test results and identifying other cases through contact tracing. The division, however, is avoiding itself from the responsibilities, citing lack of workforce at a time when the number of COVID-19 cases has been surging in the country. The government now has to deploy additional workforce in worst-hit areas for contact tracing in order to control the pandemic.
Nepal and India have reviewed economic and development projects in Nepal that have been funded or supported by India. The review meeting that came after almost a year since any diplomatic dialogue was held between the two countries has been held as an icebreaker by experts. Foreign Secretary Shankar Das Bairagi led the Nepal delegation at the Nepal-India Oversight Mechanism, while Indian Ambassador to Nepal, Binay Mohan Quatra, led the delegation from India. The meeting, which was held through video conferencing amid the coronavirus pandemic, was focused on projects operated with Indian assistance. It has been understood that several other issues, including the construction of private houses for earthquake victims, postal highways, and the Tarai Arun III hydropower project, Pancheshwar project, irrigation, agriculture, and Motihari Amlekganj petroleum pipeline, among others, were among the agendas of the meeting. This was the 8th meeting of the Nepal-India Oversight Mechanism. Tension between the two countries emerged as India published a political map in November last year by including Nepalese territory, and the rift further escalated as India inaugurated a roadway in May connecting India to Tibet, China through Lipu Lake in Nepal without the latter's consent. In a bid to settle the border dispute, Nepal approached India several times for dialogue at the diplomatic level, which India repeatedly overlooked. The diplomatic stalemate between the two nations had been affecting the regular meeting of the Nepal-India Oversight Mechanism. However, yesterday's meeting has been taken as a positive step towards resolving remaining issues.
यस प्रकारको सम्पर्क त हाम्रो रेगुलर भइरहनु पर्ने हो, तर अब विभिन्न कारणले त्यति भएको छैन। तर यी सबैको बावजुद पनि हाम्रो यसमा चाहिँ तपाईको केही समयदेखि अब झन्डै संवाद विहीनता त भनौँ, पनि अब संवादमा कमी आएको हिसाबले यसलाई हामीले पोजिटिभ हिसाबले लिनुपर्छ।
According to the Foreign Ministry, the border issue, however, does not fall under the task of the Nepal-India Oversight Mechanism. Welcome back. Government units have been claiming of regular market monitoring to maintain the quality of goods. However, the practice of selling adulterated and substandard goods has continued unabated. Experts have opined inaction against businessmen selling below par goods has given leeway to such practice. We have more in this report.
In the market monitoring carried out by the Department of Food Technology and Quality Control last year, 154 food samples tested in laboratories proved to be of substandard quality. This included 42 dairy products and 22 types of food grains and pulses. Likewise, 19 processed foods and 16 oil products were also found adulterated. Meanwhile, despite finding businessmen guilty of selling below par goods, the department failed to bring 64% of the guilty party to jurisdiction, as cases were filed only against 36% of them.
बयानको लागि पत्राचार गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। प्रारम्भिक अनुसन्धान सकिएपछि, बयान कार्य सकेपछि बल्ल चाहिँ मुद्दादारीको लागि सरकारी वकिल कहाँबाट निर्णय आइसकेपछि मुद्दादारीको काम सरकारी वकिल मार्फत हुने गर्दछ। त्यसकारणले यसमा चाहिँ अब हाम्रो विधि र प्रक्रिया पुर्याउँदाखेरि केही चाहिँ समय टाइम लिन्छ।
The Department of Food Technology and Quality Control has a total of 43 offices across the country. The role of these units is to stop the sales and distribution of substandard goods. However, these units have not been able to work as required. On average, each of these units collected 74 samples for quality tests last fiscal year. The number of details recorded by these units is even lesser. Based on the department's report, on average, these units have detailed just 54 samples a year. This shows the feeble role that the department has been playing to ensure quality in the market. It may be recalled that the department had filed cases against 149 businessmen in the Nepalese fiscal year 2075-76. This dropped down to 55 cases a year later. Analysts and critics have opined the department has failed to fulfill its responsibility.
जो अलि बोल्न सक्दैन त्यसलाई जो गर्न सक्दैन उनीहरु कहाँ नियमित रूपले जाने आदि त्यति गर्नेदेखि बाहेक केही भएन। त्यसैले पुरै पुनर्संरचना गर्न चाहिँ जरुरी छ।
Apart from the Department of Food Technology and Quality Control, the Department of Commerce, Supplies and Consumer Protection under the Ministry of Industry has also failed to perform. As a result, the general public are compelled to consume substandard goods that pose a greater risk on their health.
Welcome back. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the locals in Bhutan what measures have they adopted now that the coronavirus has begun spreading at the community level. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
सामाजिक दूरी कायम गर्ने, मास्कको प्रयोग गर्ने, अनि पानी उमालेर प्रयोग खाने।
बाहिर त्यसरी निस्केको छैन। अत्यावश्यक काम बाहेक अरु काममा म बाहिर निस्केको छैन। बाहिर निस्के पनि भिडभाड हुने ठाउँमा म त्यति उपस्थित भएको छैन।
सेनिटाइजर लाउने, मास्क लाउने।
पानीले हात धोइरहेका छौँ। आफूभन्दा साना बच्चा-बच्चीलाई पनि त्यही सिकाएको छौँ हैन। अनि हामीहरूले पनि सेनिटाइजरहरु गर्छौँ। अनि त्यस्तै गरेर तातो पानीहरु बढी उमालेर खाने हैन।
भिडभाड नराखौँ, घरदेखि बाहिर धेरै नगरौँ भनेर छौँ। त्यसपछि साबुन पानीले हात धुनु, सुरक्षा रहौँ, धेरै सफा नै रहौँ।
साबुन पानीले हात धुने, खानामा पहिले सेनिटाइजर लगाउने, मास्कको प्रयोग गर्ने।
हामीले साबुन पानीले हात धुने अनि अब टोयलेट बाथरुम जाँदा अथवा बाहिर हिँड्दा जहिले पनि सेनिटाइजरहरु प्रयोग गर्ने अनि त्यसपछि अब दूरी कायम गर्ने।
सामाजिक दूरी कायम गरेर बसिया छ। पानीमा बेसार राखेर तातो पानी खाने गरिएको छ। चिया खाँदाखेरि इम्युनिटी पावर बढाउने खालका मसलाहरूको चाहिँ प्रयोग खाइएको छ।
मास्क लाउने, दैनिकी अब साबुन पानीले दैनिक भन्नाले बिहान दिउँसो बेलुका अथवा पटक साबुन पानी हात धोएका छन्।
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question: why have authorities failed to take action against businessmen selling substandard food items? Your options are: option A, influence of businessmen; option B, nexus with regulators; and option C, feeble law. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for the sports update. Inter Milan have stormed into the finals of Europa League, thrashing Shakhtar Donetsk 5-0. In the semi-final played in Dusseldorf, Germany last night, Romelu Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez both scored twice in Inter Milan's thumping win over Shakhtar Donetsk. Martinez opened the scoring for Inter Milan in the 19th minute, heading in from Nicolo Barella's cross after the midfielder had been gifted possession from a dire attempted clearance by Shakhtar goalkeeper Andriy Pyatov. After taking a 1-0 in the first half, Danilo D'Ambrosio doubled Inter's lead by scoring in the 64th minute. Martinez scored his personal second goal of the match in the 74th minute to give Inter Milan a commanding 3-0 lead. Lukaku scored 2 goals, one in the 78th minute and another one in the 83rd minute to seal Inter Milan's 5-0 drubbing of Shakhtar Donetsk. Former Manchester United striker Lukaku has now scored in 10 straight Europa League games and has 33 goals for the season. Having missed out on the Serie A title by a single point, Inter now have the chance to claim a first trophy since 2011 when they face Sevilla in the Europa League final this coming Friday. Former Manchester City playmaker David Silva has joined La Liga side Real Sociedad for 2 seasons. The Spaniards' 10-year spell at City came to an end after Saturday's Champions League defeat by Lyon. 34-year-old midfielder Silva, signed from Valencia in 2010, made 436 appearances and helped City win 14 trophies. Italian side Lazio were reported to have offered former Spain international Silva a 3-year contract, but he joins Real Sociedad on a free transfer. Sociedad finished 6th in La Liga and were in search of a new playmaker after Martin Odegaard returned to Real Madrid following a 1-year loan spell. Silva made 309 Premier League appearances, scoring 60 goals and playing an instrumental part in City's 4 title wins in 2012, 2014, 2018 and 2019. He was also in the Spain squads that won the 2010 World Cup and the European Championship in 2008 and 2012. And time now for our special segment, Sports Buzz.
The semi-final equation of the Champions League has been completed as PSG will take on RB Leipzig in the first semi-final on Wednesday, followed by Bayern Munich versus Lyon in the second semi-final on Thursday. Meanwhile, Manchester City's Champions League ambitions were left in tatters once again after Lyon stunned Pep Guardiola's fancied side in the last quarter-finals in Lisbon on Saturday. City started as form favourites but came out second best against a fiercely determined Lyon in a game that swung on controversy and uncharacteristic errors in the closing stages as the French club Lyon came out winners 3-1. Meanwhile, in another much-touted quarter-final clash, Spanish giants Barcelona faced a humiliating 8-2 defeat against Bayern Munich in an agonizingly one-sided match in Lisbon. The high-pressing, energetic and ruthless German champions were on a different level to the Spanish rivals this season, especially since football restarted in June. Bayern Munich scored 4 times in the first half, added another 4 in the second, taking every advantage of Barca's defensive errors. In between, Philippe Coutinho scored twice in a losing cause as Bayern Munich marched into the semi-finals with a commanding victory. Former Indian skipper Mahendra Singh Dhoni announced his retirement from all formats of international cricket on Saturday. Dhoni, who enjoys a massive fan following, took to the Instagram to announce his retirement with an emotional video late Saturday evening. Dhoni had played 90 Test matches, 350 ODIs and 98 T20 matches. Dhoni captained the Indian team in all the 3 formats and had played an instrumental role in giving India the 2007 T20 World Cup, 2011 World Cup and 2013 Champions Trophy. Dhoni will continue to don the yellow jersey for Chennai Super Kings in the Indian Premier League.
That's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.